Yeah, and I have things going on with my nephew now that, even though I realize that I have to just choose again, there's just things that are going on that upset me, but it's fine. There's nothing I can do. Sometimes I do forget, and I think I'm really his aunt, and I'm Sharon.
Oh, me too. Many times. So, you're right.
It's a game we play with ourselves. That's all.
It is.
It's a game
So,
I don't know if this is true. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Only the truth is true. How many times do we have to say it? I'm
exactly.
going to say this. It's a very volatile time in in the whole world. It's not just here in America. It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. Let me make sure everything is. Are you seeing the book in the
Yeah.
chat? Oh, okay. Okay, very good. All right. So, good morning, everybody. We're here with Sharon and Lynn. And Sharon is reading this incredible book by Angelo DeLullo called Awake, It's Your Turn. And I've been finding it very helpful. Excuse me. To actually hear this book. So,
Yeah. Well, we're taking it in, so
yeah, exactly.
I can read now. You rest.
I'm going to
Okay.
let you read, and I'm going to actually do my nebulizer. So I'm going to put on
Okay.
my,
Just move me when I have to be moved, because the majority of the subsequent book will be descriptions of specific shifts that occur after awakening and how to avoid the pitfalls that prevent them. There will be a discussion of how and when to apply certain inquiries specific to those shifts in insight and understanding. As I mentioned, most of these techniques and inquiry points are included in this book. I just don't always go into great detail about how and when to apply them at later stages. There's a chapter included in this book called Stages of Awakening that also references these later transformations. In addition, there will be a brief chapter covering post-awakening guidance, describing basic practice approaches to those later stages of realization. Participation. If you take the time to apply the various techniques, oh, you took it off. In this book, as you read through it, you will undergo a radical transformation. If you read it from cover to cover and don't take the time to apply anything you read, you will get far less out of it. I would suggest reading a little at a time and applying what you've read. If I were to prescribe a ratio, I'd suggest 5% reading and 95% putting what you read into practice. And isn't that the course too? As an example, you could read one section per week and then sit with, contemplate, or apply what you've read before moving on. That's a good idea. I also want to say a word about repetition. You will undoubtedly notice certain themes and motives being repeated at various times and in various contexts as you move through the book. This is purposeful. There are certain distortions in the way we process our experience that are rather insidious. I know from experience that we will have to readdress them multiple times and from different angles to really get under them, as they tend to reassert themselves in your perception. If you recognize this repetition, then you have the opportunity to address these distortions at a deeper level each time they are pointed out. As you begin, foundations are foundational. As you begin to navigate this process, it will be tempting to get overly excited about learning everything about what comes later, such as the more advanced aspects of awakening. This enthusiasm is natural and simply a part of the process. However, I want to caution you what a healthy appreciation for the fundamentals remains important throughout. Even at later stages of realization, much of what I've discussed with people, and the ways I guide them are similar to what I discuss with beginners. Moreover, the most confusing and tricky places I've seen people get themselves stuck have to do with overlooking something foundational. Losing sight of the basics can become quite a hindrance if not addressed. I'll use the analogy of building a house. If the foundation is complete and structurally sound, it will sturdy, functional, long-lasting house. As other aspects of the construction are addressed, it is always a good idea to return to and inspect the foundation on occasion. This is especially true if you have some trouble in later stages of the construction process. It's always possible that some part of the foundation has been damaged or was overlooked initially, and addressing that will make further construction go much smoother. In this spirit, I suggest returning to this and the other foundational chapters on occasion. The purpose of doing this twofold. First, you can be sure that the foundation of your understanding and practice is intact and that nothing big has been overlooked. Second, by returning to the basics at various times throughout the realization process, you will gain a deeper understanding that you had gleaned on the previous reading. This will cultivate a refinement in experiential insight. You incorporate things at a more subtle level each time you return and remind yourself of the basic orientations. You might be surprised when, having read something 5 times, it suddenly stands off the page and hits you at a very deep level. What was previously an intellectual understanding suddenly becomes a profound living insight. This has happened to me more than I can count. If I had a nickel for every time someone said to me, "I've heard you say that many times, but for some reason this time it hit me differently and everything changed." And that's really true. It's just like a matter of the depth of the realization, a one-on-one
And
conversation.
it's kind of the same thing with the Course in Miracles. As we read A Course in Miracles, how many times have you read something later and said, "Oh my gosh,
I never saw it, yeah.
I never saw it." And so, yeah, I understand exactly what he's saying here.
Well, the course has many, many gifts in it, but you have to be so patient with that book because it's so many words. Beautiful words. Anyway, as you have probably gathered, the writing style of this book will be in the form of one-on-one conversation. I'm speaking directly to you and solely for your benefit. I have no interest in philosophical discussions, especially about spirituality or enlightenment. I'm only interested in what works. As I mentioned in the first chapter, this book grew out of one-on-one conversations with various people in the process of awakening. Now you are in on the conversation. As I write, this feels exactly how it does when I'm working closely with an individual who's going through the process. This is not meant to be topical, textbookish, or even instructional. It's a catalytic transmission. What does that mean?
Catalytic, it's like it changes you, but it doesn't change. Like a catalytic converter changes the ozone to oxygen or whatever, but it doesn't change it. It just changes the one thing, but it doesn't change at all. Anyway,
I'm giving you everything I've got. I always teach in the immediate when I'm working with someone. I don't concern myself with where they are in the realization process or a specific. All right, I'll be right there because I'm getting something from my sister. She's been. All right, give me a sec. You have
okay,
me on recording?
I'll talk for a bit while you, do whatever with your sister.
No, I'm okay.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so the specific trajectory is where you ended up.
Um, okay. Can you read a little bit while I just get this back to my sister? I'm just,
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. So, uh, in this way, the teaching can be immediate and not loaded with preconceived ideas of where someone is coming from or where they are headed. Hence, the exchange is intuitive, instant, and fully in the present. It is a dynamic process and tends to change quickly and often. I will commonly say, don't worry about anything I've said before. It has no value here. I'm only concerned with what is immediately available and in direct experience for you right now. I urge you to treat everything you read in this book in the same way. If you are reading something, then give it your full attention. Don't worry about trying to fit it into a paradigm with some other portion of the teaching. Instead, let it permeate you. Let it sink into your depths. Let it germinate inside you and find its own fruition. Let every suggestion, inquiry, and investigation stand on its own and reveal its own intelligence as a living experience in that
let's
moment.
stop there. Wait, this is
Okay,
good. Wait, let's just stop because it's
okay,
not really read like a novel. It's read like an application book, like just to
right.
learn. So he's saying, because I don't want you to waste your voice. It's just my nephew, there's just things going on. So I'm just trying to be there for my sister. And it's really challenging for me, Lynn, is to know that I'm really just a light.
Yeah. And what you're
Uh,
here for, and especially when it's a family member and they're having difficulty and you want to get emotionally charged up about it, but you know that that is not going to be helpful. That emotional charge, all it does is add to fuel to the fire.
right.
So
Right.
you
It's the best
really
thing you could
want,
have said to me. Because I feel like, I was having the most wonderful day yesterday and then I didn't feel great and then my nephew has a lot of problems. That's all. And
yeah, well,
this is my youngest sister and usually I can just separate myself, but I don't know. I've always been really close to her. So anyway, you can't change a dream, and I can't tell her. I said something about it last night because Josh got into it, my nephew, and it was just this course is not good for someone with a mental illness. It just isn't because they can take it and think they're awake. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a progressive. He started the course and he hadn't done anything else. Not that it's right or wrong, because the course is completely neutral. It's what you read into it that's the problem. So. Anyway, let it sink into your depths. Let it germinate inside you and find its own fruition. Let every suggestion, inquiry, and investigation stand on its own and reveal its own intelligence as a living experience in that moment. Even if you read something before and are tempted to gloss over it, thinking, oh, I know this, try to remind yourself to read it with fresh eyes. Let it be the first time you have read it once more. Let it be the only thing that you're concerned with at the moment. Let it fill up the moment. Let that moment fill up your senses. Then let it go completely. Okay. Don't hold on. Don't collect information or strategies. Just allow and embrace whatever comes next. So you really are asked to slow down. Just slow down. We don't want to be, you just want to do Brent Haskell's book when in somewhere it says like relax, like he's telling you basically just relax. And I remember that, you know, um, Regina kept hearing that too, relax. Because naturally we are very tense. We have our shoulders up. What's next? That's just crazy, isn't it? If at any point you are reading along and find yourself overtaken by an experience of expansiveness, interconnectedness, or deeply stillness, then just stop reading and turn your attention directly to the experience. Relax into that experience. Oh my God, you brought it up so high. Okay, directly to the experience. Relax into that experience. Give the experience permission to be the only thing there is. The words on the page aren't anywhere. They will be here anywhere. They will be here when you return. It is always best to honor your immediate experience. So if something peaceful, wordless, or exceptionally real comes over me, just sit with it. Don't try to make it stay or go. Just let it merge with you. Let it show you its splendor. Let it reveal its nature to you directly, outside of the words or concepts. You can even close your eyes and meditate for a few minutes or longer if it feels relevant and spontaneous. Better yet, be meditated.
And so this is the number one business in the world.
What happened?
And we,
Lynn?
this is something like Alex said, it's ignorance is
I
bliss.
have no idea.
Gone through it yourself. This is a part of my journey.
Do you have something playing?
I don't have anything.
In the front line of battle. And for me, it's just been I'm
Lynn, how did this happen?
that's how
I
far
don't
we
know what
got.
that is.
But,
Huh?
I don't have anything playing. Let me check.
You don't hear anything playing?
You do not wish on anybody.
Are you hearing someone talking about?
Yes, I'm hearing a woman speaking.
Because your abusers are the people that are those that are.
All right, I'm going to come back.
It is people that have used your wounds. It is people that has literally.
What is that?
Your
Do you hear it now?
Because this is
Yeah, yeah.
Because you are a child of God. You are.
I'll be right back.
Wow, I don't know what that was, but that was really strange. Yeah, it was like someone giving us some good advice. I could tell that, but I don't know what it was. Strange. All right, so I'll just read. So the words aren't going anywhere. They'll be here when you return. It's always best to honor your immediate experience. If something peaceful, wordless, or exceptionally real comes over you, just sit with it. Don't try to make it stay or go. Just let it merge with you. Let it show you its splendor. Let it reveal its nature to you, directly outside of words or concepts. You can even close your eyes and meditate for a few minutes or longer if it feels relevant and spontaneous. Better yet, be meditated. This is what you're here for after all. So this idea, being meditated, what does that mean? It's not, I am not the meditator. It is the meditation that is being what I am. So I love that. I love the thought of it. And I'll kind of give a minute for Sharon to come back. Actually, I'll just go ahead and turn the page. Turn the page. No need to understand. We are fully immersed. And let me make sure that I'm being heard on the other system. Okay, yeah, so that's working. Strangeness. It's a strange day today. Already I'm experiencing it. Okay, so we are fully immersed in the information age. We have ready and efficient access to vast amounts of data on any subject, almost anywhere.
And now there's two Sharons again. I don't know what that was, Lynn.
That was very strange. But I don't even know either. Well, no, I only see one Sharon.
Now you see one. I saw two before. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. You know what? I think what we're headed into, as far as I can see, we're going into a whole different paradigm, and I think crazy things will happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree with you there. I agree with you there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
But,
so it's kind of like, what did you do? You have us on tape, don't you?
yeah,
Okay. The need to understand. Now, this is really important because this is one of my issues. So I want to really get this. We are fully immersed in the information age. We have ready and efficient access to vast amounts of data on any subject almost anywhere we go. This has a tremendous practical benefit to us. There is a side effect of this. However, we are inundated thereout through the day, massive amounts of information through various electronic conduits. It really can have an overloading effect on our psyche. It can also be addictive. Oh, yeah. Our brains are wired so that most times we use specific neural pathways, the stronger they get. In this way, we have wired ourselves as voracious information collectors and comparers. Just look how great this is, Lynn, because isn't that the truth? When we are deciding where to go on vacation or comparing new cars to purchase, this faculty serves us well. When we are investigating our deepest nature, it can be detrimental. No set of descriptions, data, or information could possibly define the complexity and the vastness of what you are, could they? As you read through these chapters and apply the material, please keep in mind that intellectually grasping this material is not your primary goal. If you perceive that conceptual understanding is the point of endeavor, then you will read in a way that is somewhat like data. On the other hand, if you read with the internet intent to experientially incorporate what is pointed to you, you will be oriented in this different sort of way. So I might suggest that while you read and incorporate this information, always give more weight to that sense of what is behind the words. Be more interested in what the words reflect inside of you in an intuitive and physical way than the words themselves. It's funny, we have absolutely no control as a person, yet there's still belief in this mind that we have some control. We have none, not as a person. When I was younger, I had lots of difficulty in certain social situations. Celebratory environments such as parties often caused me anxiety and frustration. They had exactly the opposite effect on me of what I'd hoped for. I remember looking at people and feeling jealous because they looked so carefree and could enjoy themselves totally. They naturally had fun and moved spontaneously. No one at these events had to work at being carefree. It was natural for them. It truly,
I just want to stop there for a moment because I think what he's talking about here is a lot of times when people are celebrating, like if they're at a party or something, what is the thing that's making them feel carefree and spontaneous generally is something like alcohol or drugs, or they're just um they see it as an excuse to just let go and be free. I don't think that it is natural for people to be carefree and spontaneous at events. I don't, in fact, unless all the people I know are uh, uh, I don't even know what you call it, uh, uh, inhibited in some way. I don't know anybody who's comfortable in those kind of situations. And I don't know, maybe you have a different opinion, but even when I'm with, I guess, when I'm with family, I can relax. But when I'm around a bunch of strangers or people that I work with or people that I know from, church or school or something, I am guarded and I'm not natural and spontaneous.
I think that's just true. I think that's just because it's unconscious. So
Yeah.
yes, there's an unconscious. See, a lot of this is so unconscious that we don't see what we're unconsciously believing, because but we brace ourselves when we're like, okay, he said, when I was younger, I had a difficulty in certain social situations. Now what happens to me is I talk a lot, and that's another
Yeah,
way of dealing with the discomfort. you
yeah,
know it's
me
just
too.
another way. Right. Celebratory environments such as party often caused me anxiety. They had exactly the opposite effect on me of what I'd hoped for. I remember looking at people and feeling jealous because they looked so carefree and could enjoy themselves. They naturally had fun and moved. We're projecting the whole freaking thing. So
Right.
we're projecting what we want in our dream, and we're saying we can't have it when in fact we're projecting it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a reflection of our own
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
So when I
Everything
go to a
is.
party, you know what I do when I places like that? I look for who is sitting by themselves, who is not being talked to, who is
Yeah, but I think
who,
that's a beautiful quality, and I don't look. Happen to have that same kind of nature. I'm always for the underdog. I'm always for people because I still have an underdog in me.
right. And you know how it feels to
Right.
be like
Yeah.
feel left out or feel alone. And so yeah, we will gravitate to those people to just
To
it
save ourselves, really, but
yeah,
we're not seeing that. We're thinking we're helping them because we're so nice, but we can only see ourselves. Nobody. The way I see it is, we think that we care about everyone, but everyone's a concept. So what we care about basically is our guilt. It's just that guilt is hidden. I mean, Ken Wapnick is so right on when he said this takes years and years. Unless you get, I don't want to say, but we all have had shifts. But I agree with you. I get braced up, and that's really subconscious.
yeah,
That's why I always say you got to give yourself a pass, because the thing is, in this process, who's the hardest on us? We are.
right,
We're
always.
listening to a mind that really, uh, you know, the guys that were married, the one that Glenn, had passed away, they
Uh-huh.
used to say, listen to the voice that likes you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And and Yolanda says that all the time still. In fact, I think that's part of her channel is the voice that loves you, the voice that likes you. Yeah, um I get what he's saying here. I'm just thinking it's probably more of a universal experience that you are uncomfortable in those situations. And
Yes.
that's why people drink. That's why, you go to a party and the alcohol is flowing because
Right.
then people can relax because they're not being inhibited by their fear of, what other people are thinking or their fear of
Oh, I
opening
don't
their mouth
believe
and
this.
saying
I am
something.
sorry. Wait, hold on. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Lynn. I don't know why I have my.
okay, she muted herself there, so something going on. So I'll just keep reading here. So it truly dumbfounded me because I was a smart person and good at problem solving. I thought it should be easy to kick off my shoes and relax in a social setting, but I never could. It took me a long time to realize that at those times in my life, my heart wasn't into celebrating, escaping, and distracting myself endlessly. Now, if you had asked me then, I would have told you that this is exactly what I wanted. It seemed like the thing to do. I thought I wanted to work and take care of my responsibilities so that when the opportunity arose, I could just let go, have fun, be silly and free. In retrospect, that was the fallacy of false alternatives in operation. I had an unexamined belief that the selection of activities that were available to me was limited to what I had seen others engage in. It seemed that outside of work, school, and family responsibilities, the choice of pastimes was limited to athletics, reading, partying, more work, or various hobbies. Of course, all of these are perfectly acceptable ways to spend free time. The problem for me was that I had believed that these were the only possibilities. They were not. But I had never come across a resource or met anyone who presented me with the possibility that I was genuinely interested in. I had to figure it out on my own, and it took me quite some time. Ultimately, I had to give myself permission to acknowledge a possibility I hadn't seen or heard anyone describe, then pursue it. What was this possibility? I wanted to investigate and ultimately live the deepest truth of what I was. I wanted to live out of an intuitive understanding of the fundamental nature of reality. I also wanted to end my own suffering. And then here's a quote: "The truth is so lovable that it only has to be known to be embraced." Now let me check here and see. Let me see. All right. Okay, let's see. I might, let me see here real quick. I might stop that and play a song for a few minutes. I need to find one that I can play that won't get me kicked out of Pal Talk. But that's always the uh, the problem, or the potential. There we go. Here we go. We're going to listen to a little Omkara singing "Remember Who You Are." Share. Hello. Share, share. Keep this.
I'm sorry, Lynn.
That's all right. I'm going to play a song for a minute.
a dream, a dream made of love. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Remember who you Remember you are before these questions, before the answer. Remember you are before everything. There is a space that exists with us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light. On rays of light, and love pours forth, love pours forth, love pours forth from the heart of the universe. There is a space that exists with us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light. On rays of light, and love pours forth, love pours forth, love pours forth from the heart of the universe. There is a space that exists with us and around us. There is a space that exists with us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light, on rays of light, and love was forth, love was forth, love was forth from the heart of the universe. 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 From the heart of the universe.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, I
I
think we
bet
need
Robert's tired.
that little break, that little just
Yeah.
stop, just stop. I know things are, it does seem like things are really accelerating in this fearful place, in this world. But
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we're here.
Bruce Lipton, the other guy that he's always with, what's his name? The doctor. He's a doctor too, a science guy. He's saying we are entering a very different paradigm. We are in a whole different paradigm, and this is going to be like an explosion, and it is. And we're not asked by Jesus to lie about, because a lot of us aren't in this, to be completely quiet. I don't know if anybody completely gets a quiet mind, but who knows?
Right. Well, I don't know either, but I think what we can do is notice when we're
Right,
notice
I noticed. Yeah.
and then move into a quiet place. And
Yeah, you're
so
a very sensitive soul. Everybody loves you in our group. I mean, you've put so much effort into this, but you got to take care of yourself first. And I don't know about you, but I have a habit of not taking the same advice. I let
oh
myself.
yeah, I'm terrible about it. I finally
Yeah.
gave in yesterday. I said, finally, I've been feeling so awful, but I had just gone to the doctor. Like it hasn't even been uh like 3 weeks ago. Maybe it has been, but I just got all these
It's a
antibiotics
lot on your body. Yeah.
and and still uh as soon as I was cleared up, I started getting sick again. So um it just and then of course, you know of sickness is we have all these thoughts about sickness, but I don't apply it to myself. I look at myself and say, nope, I just got to keep trucking on, keep a moving on.
Yeah, you
And
gotta love yourself and rest like you're the baby. You're the
yeah,
baby, Holy Spirit take care of you like a baby, like you're the mom of the little girl.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause all we're doing when we say Ho'oponopono is we're saying, I'm sorry to the light that we forgot you, God. I'm sorry that I didn't realize that I was. It isn't it weird how much resistance to believe that we're really that? Oh,
Mm,
Steve's here. Okay, good.
pretty
Because we
good.
could use more people here, I guess. Yeah. Hi, Steve.
I don't know what happened here. Oh, okay.
Hi there. Is,
Hi.
is this the untethered
It's coming
discussion?
up. Yep, it's coming up in
Yes.
5 minutes. Right now we're reading Awake It's Your Turn by Angelo DeLullo. So we're just finishing up that session, and we'll be moving into Living Untethered, which I was just listening to Michael Singer last night, and he was talking about this book. So um
I live right near him. I've been going to him for over 50 years because he's a neighborhood teacher.
yeah. Oh my
Really?
gosh, you lucky man, Mickey Singer, what a great guy. So
Oh my God. Do you know him personally, Steve?
Not that deeply, but I've been saying hi for years and he says hi back. He's
yeah.
getting, he used to sit on the floor with a lotus position. Now he's a little bit, I'm seeing the effects of aging distinctly.
Well, I
That
see it in myself, Steve. You're young yet. How old are you, Steve?
76.
oh
Yeah, okay. You look young. You look very good for your age because I'm 70. I'll be 71. But he's probably in his 80s, right?
Mm-mm.
no, he's not that much older than me,
I
I
think,
don't think.
no, I think he's around 78.
Yeah. So
Well, people age, yeah, the body's irrelevant when it comes down to whether we get it well or not, because that's not who you are.
yeah.
You're the light. You have to keep your eyes on the light because that's all you are. But we
That's
seem
not
to,
all I am at the moment because if I'm not if I'm not my body, who's got this arthritis in my hands?
no, I hear you. Steve, Lynn and I have been talking about this stuff this morning about how, this is challenging because we're aging and at the same time, the world is in a crisis and, arthritis, you get a lot of things. I hear the mind goes off on many things.
Well, we can have arthritis and let it be not make a story out of it, as Byron Katie says.
E-
Right.
Exactly. And really that's all it is the story. Because yeah, the animals, they're the things that are natural, plants, animals, things that just live and don't have um opinions about things, they grow old and die and
They experience pain also.
they experience pain also. They experience, I have, a big part of my physical health problems has to do with, I'm allergic to cats, right? We have 7 cats that live
What?
in the house. We probably have 15 cats that live outside the house that we feed and we house, and we buy little houses for them, and we have little, everything for the cats. And I went to the doctor. They did an allergy test. I'm like, my allergens for cats is like in the 2000s. It's way, 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 way high. And so I'm like, well, what can I do? It's, like if you found out you were allergic to your children, or you found out you were allergic to your husband or wife or whatever, what are you going to do? You're going to live with it because you love them. And then everybody says, well, get rid of those cats. Well, that's easier said than done. It's like saying get rid of your child, or
Right,
saying,
you grow to love them as yeah, they become your child. I don't care who you
yeah.
are. That's how
And
I
and
am. Yeah.
and so, what happens? Well, I have trouble breathing and I have, all this, stuff that has to do with allergies going on in my body. And, I combat it in however way I can, take my emergencies and, those are like little drinks that have vitamin C and a lot of other stuff in it. I take magic, take the magic, do the magic. But, the real, and, who's to guarantee me that if I were to get rid of all my cats and move into a stainless steel trailer that had no allergens in it, who's to guarantee me I'm going to be better? I'm not. There's no guarantee of it because, I'm still living in a body, living in a world of illusion. So anyway, I'm
Yeah.
I brought up today's lesson. I thought, but it's time to move on to the next book. So what I'm going to do is